Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, or QADASH. As giving all praise to the Heavenly Father, whose true name is YAHAWAH, meaning He is, He to be, He exists. BAHASHAM, meaning in the name. YAHAWASHI, being the true name of the one the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. YAHAWASHI means He is Savior, or He is Deliverer. BAHASHAM, or QADASH, means the name of the Holy Spirit. RAWCHAA, meaning Spirit. QADASH, meaning Holy. I want to give double honors unto my apostles and others who bring millstone and will well to teach well, orderly and fervently through the Spirit, who are the elders of Yahawadah. Shalom, brother YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA. All right. To the Akim, meaning brothers, my fellow laborers, risking their lives of bringing the Christians word out in truth and sincerity, now more so than ever. To the Akim, YAHAWAH, sing and learning, being doers of the word and abiding in the faith, meaning and YAHAWAH, meaning sisters. And to the speckled bird, you Israelite foreigners, which are scattered across the four winds of the earth, that look like the other nations, but are truly Yasharallah through the Spirit. Shalom wa barakatam. Peace unto you and bless you all. This is your brother Ariel from the GMS Orlando camp. Alright, and we are the Hebrew Israelites coming out day in, day out, week in and week out, to prophesy the downfall of this wicked queendom, mystery, Babylon, the great harlot, aka America, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, Rome, Greece, Nineveh, Assyria, so on and so forth. Alright. America is Babylon the Great in the Holy Bible, and it is going to be destroyed by way of thermonuclear missiles that are going to be shot over here by the other nations and certain of America's allies that are going to turn on it. Alright. And it's going to be a complete and utter desolation. The Lord is going to completely overkill this whole landmass. All right, it's going to be obliterated, where no one's ever going to dwell here ever again, besides the unclean beasts of the wilderness. All right, and we come out here to warn our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, that you are the Hebrew Israelites. All right, the Holy Bible is for us, by us. The Most High God's oracles are sent and revealed unto us only. And furthermore, only the elect of Israel, the Most High is dealing with in these last days. Salvation is only for the elect of Israel, all right, on this side. You know, all Israel shall be saved, but 2/3, the majority of our people, are going to have to be put to death by pain. All right, during Jacob's trouble, the great tribulation, the end of, the end of this time. All right, the end of this society, the end of this age, the end of this era. All right, and it's going to be gruesome. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be a trouble, a time like no other since there was ever a nation placed upon earth. All right, so through the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. The world may call it fear-mongering and villainizing, but the reality is that you need a healthy dose of fear to keep you on track. Those are the guardrails of life, to keep you from shooting a gutter ball, right? The fear of YAHAWASHI is life, discipline, all right? And ultimately, the fear of the Lord is going to lead the elect to salvation, according to the mercy and grace of Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, YAHWASHI, who laid down His life and bore our iniquities in order to afford us remission of sins. Okay? So we are covered by His blood as we rehearse the righteous acts of YAHWASHI. Okay? So, the title of this lesson is Rough and Rugged. Simple, straight to the point. Going into how brothers in this truth, in this walk, we're very rough, we're very rugged, rough around the edges, as they say. We're going to grab a couple of these words real quick. Let's grab that phrase and see what that means, rough around the edges. Rough around the edges, meaning having a few imperfections, right? Not refined, although we are being refined, right? small imperfections in someone or something that is basically satisfactory. All right, so that's the Google definition. And that's true. We're not perfect right now, and we're in the process of refinement. We're in the process of being perfected. But right now, we're very rough around the edges. Okay, and really, aside from that, aside from the spiritual aspect, the nature of an Israelite man is to be rough around the edges, because we're very masculine. We're very, they say toxic masculinity, but the reality is that it's just masculinity. It's just being a man. And men don't go for the shit that the people in the world go for. Men, real men, Israelite men. Right? When you look at the nature of our men in the ancient world, and even now, still, the same spirit is still on us in the modern day. Although Jake has been turned into a simp, has had his nuts crushed in Babylon the Great by Esau, even the so-called white man, as well as other factors like our women and such. Right? Every now and then, the true nature of a real masculine Israelite man comes, slips through the cracks, and rears its head. Okay? The true nature of an Israelite man is to be very masculine, very strong, rough around the edges, okay? Aggressive, all right? That's the true nature of an Israelite man, okay? And what this world does is villainizes you, shames you, right? It says that you're the bad guy for being tapped into your masculinity, being tapped into your roughness. Because what life requires a rough, strong man. Life requires a man that is not, really a man that has balance. Because sensitivity, compassion is necessary, but for the most part, you gotta be, you can't go for shit. You can't go for certain things. You kind of have to be, someone that's like no bullshit. Someone that has that kind of attitude. All right. When it comes to a point where you really don't got, you don't have time to worry, because time is always on brother's mind. That's one thing. That's a very, very important aspect of being in this faith. Is time is always on our mind. And aside from it being a part of being in captivity, so we have to worry about time because we have jobs, we have families, we have routines and schedules that we have to stick to. Time is something that is always on our minds. We move with urgency. When we get time to ourselves, we value it, because we don't never have time to ourselves. We don't never have time to just worry about ourselves. So we value each and every moment. Okay? So we move according to that mindset. We move according to that roughness. Shalom, brother Isaiah, GMS and the Truth, Orlando, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH, RAWCHAA. And again, indication of, a part of that definition, rough around the edges, is having small imperfections, but being satisfactory, right? So that's how it's going to be until Yahawadah returns. We're going to be satisfactory, right? In a worldly sense, we're going to be doing enough, because we could never go far enough. We could never do enough through the Spirit. The Lord, is having mercy on us. That's the only reason we're still here, right? But overall, it's going to be just, you're going to come to a satisfactory end point, but you're not going to be perfect on this side. right? And that goes into being rough around the edges. Okay, as long as things is taken care of, right? As long as you're striving towards those goals, you're handling your responsibilities, then the Lord is like, okay, that's good enough. Okay, he's not requiring perfection out of us. That's going to come. But right now, you need to be doing what you're supposed to be doing. You need to be doing enough. All right. So I also wanted to grab the etymology of this word rugged. And so like I don't want to ramble too much. You know, I'm not trying to have this get convoluted, have this stretch out too long. Right? So this is rugged, adjective in the etymon line. It says strongly constructed, able to withstand rough use. All right, brothers, that's brothers for sure. Because brothers been through a lot of shit, and we're still going through a lot of shit. So we're able to withstand certain, hey man, you think about the things that brothers is going through, the things that is said to brothers, you know, because brothers are very observant. Brothers are, you know, or at least we try our best to be emotionally intelligent, things like that, right? But brothers are very observant, and we notice how people, you know, people are not, they don't have that same nature, you know. So be it on the job, be it at home, you know, you're noticing things. You notice how people move. You notice how people speak to you, right? And they are not on the same level as brothers, you know? That's another part of being, you know, rough and rugged, is that in the world, like it said in John 16, let me grab that. Let me pull out a scripture. I'm talking long enough. In John, it's either chapter 16 or chapter 17. John 16 and verse 33. These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. So whether it be, you know, conversation on the daily, people on the job, you know, you just strike up a conversation with someone at the grocery store, right? Like the brother Isaiah, he did a lesson, you know, about somebody that he struck up a conversation. Well, he struck up a conversation with the brother, you know, and you get to talking, and you kind of see, you test somebody's spirit, and you see that they're not on the same level as you, and that's not even a prideful thing, you know. That's just a matter of being in the world. There's tribulation, you know, tribulation, how people treat you, how they talk to you. The standards that they live by is not the same standards as us, right? You think about Jake in the world and how they come up and scoff all the time and mock you, right? You got to expect that. That's, you know, the brother YAHAWAH, you know, stuck with me ever since he said, you know, we don't take it personally, right? Jake in the world, whether it be our family, friends, whoever, they're going to offend you. They're going to do things that are wicked, okay? But that's just their lot that the Lord allotted them. So you can't take it personally. It's all through the Spirit, and it's for your growth. Okay, it's conducive to your, you know, your growth and your strength and your refinement. You know, people are gonna say these things. They're gonna have their beliefs. They're gonna have their ideologies, and it's gonna be off. It's gonna be very wicked, and it's gonna stir up the spirit in you. You're gonna get very passionate. It's gonna piss you off. It's gonna this and that. But you can't let your emotions get the best of you, right? You got to understand that, you know, the position that we're in, this is the world that we have to endure. This is the condition of the battle. It's a part of the condition of the battle, right? And it also goes back to us being rough and rugged ourselves, is that we're on a whole different level from the rest of the world, and yet we still have our flaws, our imperfections, and things like that. We're going to rub people the wrong way because of our nature, because of how the Lord made the Israelite man. especially an Israelite man in the faith. How you don't fuck with these people in the world no more. You don't have patience for the bullshit no more. Okay? And you have a zeal of the Most High to where you want everyone, you want everything to be on that same level, to be on that standard of holiness and righteousness. But part of the condition of the battle is understanding and accepting that that's not the way it's going to be. Okay? We're here to suffer. We're here to deal with it. But it's a matter of maintaining your integrity through the sufferings, not letting your emotions get the best of you, right? Humbling yourself and understanding that we're on punishment, right? We're in captivity right now, so we have to endure these things until Yahawashi returns, and He's going to set everything right? And guess what? You learn from these experiences. When you calm yourself down and you don't assert your views on others, even though you're right. When you humble yourself down, you keep your mouth shut sometimes, and you don't say certain things that you want to say, you come to learn certain things. You hear these people out, and a lot of times it's just bullshit. Just forget about it. But sometimes chew the meat and spit out the bones, right? And it calms you down. It allows you to rule your spirit better, right? And what you glean out of these experiences is Yahawadah being. The Lord is showing me patience. He's putting me through this, right? And then you're going to be better for it. Like I said, in the world you shall have tribulation. That's a guarantee, and there's no avoiding it. And we were just talking about that this past Saturday, right? How there's going to be valleys on valleys on valleys. You may have times where you're at a peak, where you're on cloud 9, you're feeling good, right? The Lord's going to give you balance, right? But the valleys, always, just remember, when you're in a valley, it's going to be a peak. The Lord's going to get you up out of this temptation. He's going to bring you to the other side. But you always have to keep in mind that the other side of that is true as well. You in a valley, or are you at a peak? You may be at a good point, when you're feeling good and you have a good day. Understand that the valley is going to come, right? But you also have to keep in mind, bear in mind that that's not, the Lord just, stringing you along. That's the Lord trying you. That's the Lord keeping you on your toes, keeping you in a state of urgency through the Spirit, keeping you in a state of diligence, discipline. Okay? So these things is necessary. And it always comes back to Yahawashi. Yahawashi, He dealt with this shit. He dealt with, Yahawashi had a couple of, he had good moments. It's not like he was just suffering the whole time, right? Now, He knew what was going to happen. He knew why He was here, why the Lord sent Him here, right? But it's not like it was on His mind just 24/7. He was in constant pain and constant mental anguish. Oh, Yahawashi, in His life, He had peaks too, right? And when the valleys came, He dealt with the valleys. The scriptures say when in prosperity there's a forgetfulness of affliction, and likewise in affliction there's a forgetfulness of prosperity. We're the position that we're in is a position of remembering both, understanding the good and the bad, the good and the evil, and learning to appreciate both, not just appreciating the good, but appreciating the evil times too. Because you understand that works in you. It work. Let me grab that in James, right? In the book of James, chapter 1. James 1 and verse 1. James, a servant of the Most High God and of YAHAWAH and MASHAYACH, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting, my brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. The trying of you being tested, you being tried, okay, it's working patience in you because you're learning to willingly you got to suffer. Hey, Yahawashi, when He was here, that's what He did. He came here to suffer. We're here to suffer too. Hey, patience and suffering goes hand in hand. If you ain't never went through nothing, you don't need patience. You don't need discipline. All right. So the Lord is putting us through it, all right, to refine us. And we're going to get that too, Lord's will. It says, but let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect. So the goal is to be perfect. There's nothing wrong. See, the world says that, there's something wrong with perfection. The world says that perfection is boring and, no, we want perfection. That's the goal, okay? And that's where we're headed, right? But we understand that we're not perfect right now, so we have to, humble ourselves. Okay, that's why the Lord is saying, look, I'm not, I came unto the sinners. I came to the people that need a physician, that need healing, right? And he said that so that our people would humble themselves, because the Pharisees and Sadducees were of the mind that they had it figured out. They had it all figured out. They were righteous. They kept the law, broadened their phylacteries, so on and so forth. So it wasn't the Lord wasn't saying that perfection is wrong, that there's something wrong with perfection. He was saying that you're not perfect, so humble yourself. This is why I'm here, to save you, because you need it. And if you say that you have no sin, then you're a liar. So it was a matter of humility. It wasn't a matter of there's something wrong with perfection or perfection is born. No, trust me. Hey, trust YAHAWASHI rather. If it was all perfect, everything would be good. It wouldn't be boring. Okay? So it said, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, but let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Okay? So going back, to the title, ultimately, brothers are rough and rugged, not only a part of our nature as Israelite men, and out of necessity, because of the world that we live in, it's also a testament of, our faith in Yahawadah, how much we need Yahawa's sacrifice and His grace and mercy, right? How much we need our sins to be forgiven. Okay? Salaki. And it shows us, look, brothers are on a different plane. We're on a different plane of existence. Okay? We don't operate in the same mental capacity. We don't have the same mental composition as the people of the world. Right? We're not operating on the same level as people in the world. So it's something to be confident about, it's something to be grateful of, but not prideful. Or we still humble ourselves like, well, condescend to men. Kind of sometimes Clark Kent yourself, dumb yourself down a little bit, right? To glean what you can out of the situation. It's not always about cutting somebody, all that. You got to try the spirit. You got to see where they're coming from. Okay? And that teaches us things. That increases our patience. Okay? Self-restraint, man. You got to rule your spirit. Scriptures say, he that ruleth not his spirit is like a city that's broken down without walls. You have no defense. You're emotionally unstable. You're through. So you got to learn to temper that. Okay? Discipline yourself in that sense. Okay? So, let me see what else I wanted to grab. I think there was more to that definition. So rugged, it says strongly constructed, able to withstand rough use. Right? Unsoftened by refinement or cultivation. Wow. They said unsoftened by refinement or cultivation. Right? So when you think about cultivation, you think about, agriculture, tilling the land, watering, nurturing plants so they can spring up and grow and bear fruit. Right? So by refinement and by cultivation, we're unsoftened. Brothers don't have thin skin. Brothers are very strong, right? Brothers are very resistant. Okay, brothers are very, firm. Standing on our foundation, standing stiffly for YAHAWAH, right? So that makes sense. Unsoftened by refinement or cultivation, by YAHAWASHI refining us and cultivating us. Okay, we're being unsoftened, right, to the affairs of this life. And that goes into being a good soldier. There's 2 precepts on my mind. Those are what I can grab. This is Isaiah chapter 48 and verse 10. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. There's more too. Zechariah 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the, so there's a lot of precepts, but I'll just grab these, right? Zechariah 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. Talking about our people. But the third shall be left therein, the remnant, the elect. And I will bring the third part through the fire. And is he talking about a literal fire? No. Like it said in Isaiah 48, the furnace of affliction. He's chosen a particular number of Israelite men and women to go through this furnace of adversity. Adversities, afflictions, trials, and tribulations, like the elder brother Isaiah always says. It says, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. So it's a spiritual fire. Think it not strange, the fiery trial, which is to try you, that has come upon you. Right? It's making us stronger, man. It's cutting out all the dross, the undesirable material. It's purging you of your impurities, and it's leaving you as a image of YAHAWASHI's own eternity, perfection. All right, is all that's left. They shall call on my name, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord YAHAWAH is my power. All right? So that's the refinement, right? There's another one for cultivation, right? Isaiah 61 and 1. The Spirit of the Lord YAHAWAH power is upon me, because HaAdawan hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He had sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives. That was something in the rugged definition, in the etymology. It said having a rough, hairy, or shaggy surface. That wasn't it. It was broken, stony, right? Broken and stony, right? What came to my mind when I read that was of a broken and contrite heart, a broken and contrite spirit, right? I'll grab that. And then it also goes into this, what I was just reading, Isaiah 61, to bind up the brokenhearted. So we've been broken down. We've been, but the Lord is mending us. He's putting us back together. Let me grab this real quick. Contrite. Psalm 34 and 18. The Lord YAHAWAH is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. Again, going into the trial of your faith, working patience in you. Brothers been brokenhearted. Brothers been angry. Brothers been, hey, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. Right? The more knowledge, he that increaseth knowledge increases sorrow. Right? Now, brothers don't show it because we rough and rugged. We rough around the edges. We have a cold, hard exterior. But internally, brothers is going through shit. For real. Brothers got emotions. Brothers got depression. Brothers got them thoughts. We talk about that. We're transparent about that. Our brothers wanted to self-believe. That's just being real. We're keeping it real. And that don't make you weak. Brothers got tears, man. Them wells ain't dried up yet. Brothers still get tears every now and then. Brothers ain't all the way numb. The Lord numbing us up, but we not all the way numb yet. We in the flesh, right? So brothers is brokenhearted. Brothers is of a contrite heart, contrite mind, broken. You know, your mind is touched by the evils and the pains of this world. That's real shit. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. Okay? But guess what? The Lord done made us strong, man. It's because we went through that we know how to maneuver, that we know what to do. We're not just out here just crying all day, messed up, sad, and we don't know what to do. We go through these things and we know how to maneuver. We know how to overcome it. And we have overcame it time and time again. And that's why we're at where we're at now. You know, but that's real. Okay? And the Lord is nigh unto them. It said the Lord is near you. He's with you. Okay? Back in Isaiah 61:1, the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh power is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. Talking about us, man. Mainly the elect. Because we're in maximum security prison in America, Babylon the Great. You know? We're exiled, we're captive exiled, you know? Captive in captivity under our oppressors, and exiled from our land of Jerusalem, the land of Israel. Bastards, foreigners, you know, heathens dwelling in our land, polluting it, defiling it, you know? Verse 2, it says, to proclaim the acceptable year of HALALYAM, YAHAWAH, and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness. That's the point. We're likened unto, you know, the cultivation of Yahweh BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. We're likened unto trees, likened unto the plantings of the Lord, right? That they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of HALALYAM, YAHWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, that he might be glorified. Because trees take deep root in the earth, right? They lay hold, they lay claim to their planting. The roads, the asphalt, the concrete, you know, this hard ass rock can't do nothing in the face of roots that get firmly planted into the earth. That's why you always see the pavement, the concrete, the roads and shit, cracks in it, right? Because nature be taking over. Nature's strong, man. Esau can't take nature down, bro. Right? It don't matter what Esau does. You know, the creation of Yahweh BAHASHAM is strong. Right? That's why they constantly cutting the shit down. Constantly, you know, you got these guys cutting down trees and things like that. You know, uprooting, lifting up shit with these big ass machines and stuff. Right? But it's strong. Like a tree is going to be firmly planted, firmly rooted. It's going to spread. It's going to grow up big and strong and tall. And the branches are going to go out, the leaves, the fruits, if it bears fruit, is going to spread, you know? So we're likened unto them trees of righteousness. We're likened unto the planting of the Lord. Alright, and then, what else did I read? Unsoftened by refinement or cultivation of a rough but strong or sturdy character. Of a rough, right? The YB root in speech, yet not in knowledge. Okay, rough but strong or sturdy character. Our character is integral. Our character is pure. Our intentions are good. And we come in the spirit of Yahweh BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. It says vigorous, strong, robust. All right, if that ain't brothers, come on now, who is it? You know? And then I got a couple precepts also just to go into, you know, the necessity of our going through, because it's the conditions that we're in that made us this way. Aside from, you know, our natural inclinations, it's also the conditions that we're in. The Lord is putting us through to make us strong, to make us rough and rugged. You know, in order for us to maintain our integrity, you're going to have your integrity tested. You're going to have to be put to trial in order to be proven. Otherwise, you don't never have to prove nothing. You don't never have to show your true colors if everything's all smooth sailing. You know, a beautiful brother said the saying, what was that saying? Smooth seas never made a strong sailor. You know, or weak waves never made a strong sailor, you know. A good sailor, a good seasoned, experienced sailor, you know, ship captain, shipwright, whatever, where it was them navigating through the storms, navigating through the rough waves, an uncertain path, and rocky, you know, crags and rocks that may pop up. You gotta be able to maneuver through these things. Okay? That's what makes a sailor confident, right? Strong in his ability to sail the ship, to steer the boat. But if it's always smooth sailing, you ain't never had to put no skills to the test. You ain't never had to, you know, you ain't never had to do shit. So how do you know if you're good or not? How do you know if you're experienced, if you're skilled, if your skills is never proven, if you're never put to the test? So that's what the Lord is doing. In order to prove us to be those rough, rugged men of integrity, friends of Yahawashi, right? We have to go through the process of being proven. We have to go through the fiery trials. And that's going to come in many, many shapes, many forms, many different trials. You know? Hey, when things are good, you also have to consider, hey, well, how does the Lord want me to navigate this scenario or this blessing that He's go ahead and throwing my way? You know, the Lord might throw you a bone here and there. So how am I going to navigate? Am I going to just pig out, right? Or am I going to be wise in, you know, my consideration for, you know, what the Lord has bestowed upon me? Okay? Brother put up Sirach 2 and 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord or was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise and called upon him? Right? And the Lord never despised and called upon him. You know, the Lord never forsook, you know, those that feared him, those that sincerely called upon him in spirit and truth. Right? The Lord was always nigh unto them. The Lord was always with them and delivered them out of whatever temptations, whatever trials that they went through. Okay? The Lord loves those that call upon his name sincerely and faithfully. The Lord loves those that, no matter what you're going through, you know, you trust him. Okay? So, let me grab this. Psalms, or HALALYAM, meaning praises or songs. Psalms, or HALALYAM 65 and verse, I'll start at verse, we'll just start at verse 1. All right, we'll start at the top. To the chief musician, a psalm and song of David. Praise waiteth for thee, O power, in Zion, and unto thee shall the vow be performed. O thou that hearest prayer, unto thee shall all flesh come. Iniquities prevail against me. As for our transgressions, thou shalt purge them away. Right. Hey, being in this flesh and being in this world, iniquities seem to be prevailing. iniquities run rampant. Wickedness is enabled, is encouraged, is justified. So in the midst of that, we're still maintaining our integrity. We're still being faithful unto the Lord and not following the multitude to do evil. Right? Just like the brother put up. Look at the generations of what we have plenty of examples of the easy way out being to transgress, or the temptations of, following the ways of the heathen, worshiping these idols. Okay? But faithful men were proven in how they maintained their integrity. They were like, no, I'd rather suffer, I'd rather die, right, than transgress the commandments of my God, my power, right, than compromise my integrity, compromise my faith in the Lord, right? The Lord reigns supreme. The Lord overcome. The Lord's gonna allow me to overcome. I'm not worried about none of this. Okay, this shit not gonna overtake or destroy me. Okay? So that's what the Lord is looking for. And it says, iniquities prevail against me, as for our transgressions, thou shalt purge them away. Right. So, because at times we make mistakes, we may transgress, right? For any number of reasons. But it's a matter of repentance. Okay, if you're sincerely seeking the Lord with a contrite spirit, right, with a sound mind, with righteousness in your intent at your core, and the Lord sees you. The Lord tried the hearts and the reins, right? So He knows whether you're sincere or not. And Lord's word, we're a part of that number. We are sincere. We're of the elect. So the Lord's purging our iniquities away. He's forgiving us and strengthening us in overcoming those iniquities and not making the same mistakes again. And we don't need nobody's validation. We don't need nobody's recognition. Whether they see it or not, okay, whether they, understand you or not, who gives a shit? Because you're doing this for YAHAWASHI, you're not doing this for them. Okay, at the end of the day, we're working out our own salvation with fear and trembling, and we want to be accepted of our Heavenly Father, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. We don't care about being accepted of men, of these people, right? We know what it is. We know what it is. The Lord knows what it is. And He's very merciful. He loves us, no matter what. So we don't need nothing from nobody. Okay? To hell with these people. Blessed in verse 4, blessed is the man whom thou choosest and causest to approach unto thee, and he may dwell in thy courts. We shall be satisfied with the goodness of thy house, even of thy temple, even of thy holy temple. And this is the point in verse 5. By terrible things in righteousness wilt thou answer us, O power of our salvation. So by terrible things, we grab the word terrible in the blue letter. And that's Strong's H3372. Yara. Yara'ah. I believe that's Yara'ah. If it ends with a ah, I think that's also, I think that's its own, syllable. So Yara'ah, I believe. Yara'ah. And it means to fear, revere, be afraid. So by terrible things, fearful things. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God, YAHAWASHI. To stand in awe of, be awed, be dreadful, cause astonishment, inspire reverence or godly fear or awe, to make afraid, terrified, right? So by terrible things in righteousness wilt thou answer us, O power of our salvation, right? So things that, cause us to be astonished, things that, the world would consider strange, right? Think it not strange, a fiery trial, which has come upon you to try you, right? By human reasoning, logically speaking, it's like, what's going on? This is strange. This is weird. Okay? What are you going through? Right? It is by those things that the Lord is trying us, that the Lord is answering us. Okay? says, who art the confidence of all the ends of the earth, and of them that are far off upon the sea, right? Which by his strength setteth fast the mountains, being girded with power. So that's what I'm at. So the point was, by terrible things, by fearful, dreadful at times, scary at times, brother's dealing with it all. Livelihood, your work, your job, your family, your life, your health, by terrible things. And it can come in any form that YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI deem necessary for your growth. That's going to be conducive to your journey through the Spirit. By terrible things will He answer us. O power of our salvation. Okay? So like your brother put up Galatians 1 and 10 in the GNT. Does this sound as if I'm trying to win human approval? No, indeed. What I want is the Most High's approval. Am I trying to be popular with people? If I were still trying to do so, I would not be a servant of the MASHAYACH. Right. That's beautiful. That's a fire piece. I'm going to write that down. Matter of fact, I'll screenshot that. The water. That's a beautiful precept. Galatians 1 and 10 in the GNT. Does this sound as if I'm trying to win human approval? Right. Does the words that we're speaking, does the truth that we're proclaiming boldly in the face of our oppressors, in the face of those that are afflicting us, that hate us, that scoff at us, that mock us, does it sound like we care about whether you fuck with us or not, whether you like us or not, whether you approve of the message or not? No. If we did, we wouldn't be out here, man. If we really cared, we would have never took up the mantle, took up the plow. We wouldn't be out here. That's what people don't understand. If this counsel was of men, it would come to naught, but it's not of men. It's of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI that ordered this and that put the Spirit on His teachers, His prophets, right? His men of the Lord to go do the work and to live this life that everybody can't live. Does it sound like I'm trying to win human approval? I love how it says human, because we're not human. And it emphasizes that point. Human approval, human reasoning, right? Ye shall die like men. But we're the sons of God. We are gods. We're not human. We're mortal. We die like men, right? We're not in perfect spiritual bodies right now. We're in chains of darkness. We get sick. We get weak. All that. We're mortal, but we're not human. The brother Azaria brought that out before. We're not human. Okay? We're just mortals. So the Apostle Paul, or the apostle that was, bringing that out, I believe it was Apostle Paul. That's a good way of emphasizing the fact that we're not the same as everybody else. Okay, the Lord done made us different. We're literally built different. I know Jake be saying that I'm built different. We're really built different. We're the sons of God. We're mortal in the chains of darkness in this flesh as a punishment, but we're really gods. But I love that. Allah YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. So does this sound as if I'm trying to win human approval? No, indeed. What I want is the Most High God's approval. Am I trying to be popular with people? If I was still trying to do so, I would not be a servant of MASHAYACH. Because YAHAWASHI, if he was here right now, they'd treat him like shit. The same things they're saying to us, they would say to him. And that's not a prideful statement, that's real. Because YAHAWASHI was rough and rugged. He was rough around the edges. Not in the sense that because he was perfect, right? But that true nature of an Israelite man, it's like, man, stop playing him. You see how Jake has these phrases, man, stop playing with me. All right? Like, who you think you're talking to? Like, you know who I is? And that type of thing. Not in a prideful sense, but that's just Jake. That's how Jake be. When Jake is just letting that masculinity, letting that his true colors just come out. Like, listen, you know, like stop playing with me. Like, I better recognize type shit. Like, for real. You know? They wouldn't like Yahawashi. No, they would try to kill him just like they did it before. You know? They would say that you cussing too much. You gotta foul him out. Or that's how you talk to women. All types of shit that they gotta say. You know? It's no different. It's the same thing. You know? People they would not follow Yahawashi. They would not. If he was here right now, they would not follow Yahawashi. Okay? Shalom Bayanash, humble servant of Yahawashi 144. BAHASHAM Yahawashi, BAHASHAM QADASH. Psalms 82 and 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. Right. Shit. And humbly speaking, man, I ain't even no elder. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no elder. I ain't nobody. Shit. But call it YAHAWASHI Yahawashi. You know, the YAHAWASHI Yahawashi. You know, because the Lord did that, so I'm appreciative. But humbly speaking, I ain't nobody. You know, the Lord is recognizing our efforts. He's accounting our labors, and it's good to see that, you know, things happen because the Lord has His hand on us. He's recognizing our labors, and He's, you know, making us feel good. Man, I can see. You know, it feels good. I can see that progress is being made. No matter what anybody has to say about you, no matter what anybody, you know, what somebody feels about you, you know, you're doing right. You're doing the right thing, and you're making progress. And it's uphill. You're moving on up through the Spirit. You know, the Lord He gives us that validation. All right, but I wanted to grab, what else I wanted to get? Let me see. I'll get this. Sirach 4, I think I want around verse 16. Sirach chapter 4, verse 11. Wisdom exalteth her children, and layeth hold of them that seek her. So this is about pursuing wisdom. And wisdom is likened unto a woman. You know, we always go into the Greek word for wisdom being Sophia, which is a common female name. You know? So if you're going to chase any woman, you're going to chase, you know? Not to get vulgar with it. But if you're going to fiend over anything, you know, fiend over Sophia, fiend over wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the Lord likened wisdom unto a female. Because men love women. It's just the fact of the matter. Men seek to please their woman. You know, men have their woman on their minds, and they want to do certain things for them that, you know, really would be, you would think it's like hella out of character. But that's the duality. You know, they say, oh, the duality of a man, and they make it into a meme, but that's real. Men have, you know, different sides to them. Men are very complex creatures. You know, they say, oh, men are simple, cook them a meal, you know, rub their back, give them some head, they're good, and blah, blah, blah. No, well, not Israelite men. Men are simple, you know, but we're complex. There's more to us, Israelite men, and especially us in the faith. You know, there's more to us. We don't want just this, you know, we're not hard to please, but we're not simple. You know what I mean? All we care about is effort. All we care about is peace. You know? Then that's enough. I guess we're not complicated. When I say complex, I mean, there's layers to us, but we're not complicated. We are simple. We're not hard to please. We're pretty easy to please, but we're not complicated, But anyway, what I was saying with wisdom, the Lord likened it unto a woman, because men love women. And men love women more than women love men. Okay? If women can even love. So it says, wisdom exalteth her children, and layeth hold of them that seek her. He that loveth her loveth life, and they that seek to her early, shall be filled with joy. Right? He that holdeth her, see, that's the sense of urgency, is we want to get right with the Lord like now. Okay? Yeah, we want to be saved, we want salvation, but we want to make sure that, we're doing the right things, that we're moving as the elect of YAHAWASHI and Yahawadah. Okay, we know that, we're not perfect. We know that we still have impurities and imperfections that need purging, But we have a sense of urgency in seeking the Lord. That's the point, right? It says, he that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory, and wheresoever she entereth, the Lord will bless. They that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, and them that love her, the Lord doth love. So if you love wisdom, right, meaning you fear YAHAWASHI and Yahawadah, and you're doing the things that He requires of you, right, then you love wisdom, right, and the Lord loves you. It says, whoso giveth care unto her, or giveth ear unto her, shall judge the nations, and he that attendeth unto her shall dwell securely. If a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generation shall hold her in possession. It says, for at the first, so this is the point right here, for at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, right? Basically, wisdom is going to prove you, which is really the Lord, okay? The Lord's going to prove you. All right, but it's like if you get with a woman, and she's like, first you gotta wine and dine me, you gotta take me here, we gotta go on meet, and I'm gonna enforce my 90-day rule on you, You gotta do this, you gotta buy me flowers without me even asking. Alright? Then I want you to do that. You gotta meet my dad, my mom, right? You gotta be friends with my friends or with my siblings or whatever. All these requirements, right? So at first, she will walk with him by crooked ways. Meaning it's gonna be a rough, terrible, fiery trial. Okay, for you to be proven before you can inherit her, right? And bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline. Isn't that something? It says, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul, and try him by her laws, right? So in a worldly sense, that's some simp shit. Brothers shouldn't go for that shit. But in a spiritual sense, this is the trial that you need to go through before you can lay hold onto her and have her in your possession, right? You have to be tormented with her discipline. Fear and dread needs to be brought upon you. Okay, you need to be scared straight. I.e., the Lord is going to start taking things away. The Lord is going to start afflicting you. He might give you an ailment, right? He might have you stub your toe a couple times, right? Lose your hair. Your eyesight ain't the best. Whatever the Lord sees fit to afflict you with, your duty is to remain faithful through all those things. Okay? And again, goes into the think it not strange, because according to the world, it is strange. Because it's like, how come I ain't never had these problems when I was in the world? I was being unhealthy. I didn't give a shit about myself or my health. Selling drugs, doing drugs, being joined unto harlots or worshiping these idols in the harlot house every Sunday, and you never had any of these problems that you're having now. That's the point. Is that it's a fiery trial. These are fearful, dreadful things that the Lord is bringing upon us. Okay? Jake in the world eating fast food every single day. Grease and fats and nastiness. And they running around, flips and shit. And doing they all do. They never went to the hospital before. But Jake got high blood pressure. Okay? Hair is all white. Gray hairs at 20. All right? Sciatic nerve pain. Finding out shit that you ain't never even heard about before. That's a fiery, strange, fiery trial. That's the fear and dread. It makes you cleave unto YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI more and more. And that's what it's meant to do. That's the whole point. And it makes you glorify the Lord even more when the Lord delivers you out of it too. When the Lord heals you from it too. Alright? If you never went through these things, right, then the power of YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI would never be made manifest unto you. So it says, I'll read this again, verse 17, in Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 4. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul, and try him by her laws. Right? Then will she return the straight way unto him, and comfort him, and show him her secrets. Right? So Lord, you gotta prove somebody before you can just trust them. You don't just trust anybody. Right? But after they're proven, then you can trust them. And you're like, all right, well, check this out. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna let you in on this. I'm gonna let you in on that. I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna give you that. Right? And that's the relationship. It says, then will she return the straight way unto him, and comfort him, and show him secrets. But if he go wrong, she will forsake him, and give him over to his own ruin. Right? Yeah, that was it on that. But if you go wrong, she will forsake him and give him over to his own ruin. Right? If you go wrong, if you don't obey the YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI, then the Lord won't let you do what you do. Give you over unto your own heart's lusts, unto the vile affections, and such, and it's over for you. All right, but we're not of them that turn away. We're not of them that backslide. Lord's will. We're part of that number. We're of them that overcome. And I wanted to grab this one. This is let me see. Judith chapter 25, or Judith chapter 8, verse 25. Moreover, let us give thanks to the Lord our God, which trieth us, even as he did our fathers. It said, remember what things he did to Abraham, and how he tried Isaac, and what happened to Jacob in Mesopotamia of Syria, when he kept the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother. For he hath not tried us in the fire, as he did them, for the examination of their hearts. Neither hath he taken vengeance on us, but the Lord doth scourge them that come near unto him to admonish them. Right? So it's not for our destruction, right? But to admonish us, to correct us in measure. Right? He scourgeth them that come near unto him to admonish them. And then, last one I wanted to grab was Baruch chapter 4. Baruch chapter 4 and verse 25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from Yahweh power. For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shalt tread upon his neck. My delicate ones have gone rough ways, because we really delicate ones. We really the children of YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI. Our women and our men. We're really, tender and delicate people. Very compassionate, very loving, peace-loving people. But we've gone rough ways. We've been, put through this for our admonishment, for our correction. Not for our destruction, but for our correction. Those who were the elect. For the 2/3, they're going to be forsaken. But the elect is for our perfection, our refinement. Right? My delicate ones have gone rough ways, and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. But be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, for you shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. Okay? Yeah, man, just, through the Spirit, just came to me being rough and rugged. We know, we're rough. We're rugged men, rough around the edges. We're imperfect. We have certain flaws, defects of character. And we recognize those things, and we strive to overcome those things and work on it every single day. First and foremost, the main thing is, the mental aspect of it. It's hard to overcome. And when you have external factors, that play into it as well, it only adds to the trial. But we're learning to maneuver, and we're learning to appreciate it. Like the Apostle Dahar said a long time ago, you gotta learn to love to suffer. Learn to love the good as well as the evil. Appreciate the good. Well, not love, but appreciate. Meaning you understand the necessity of it, the need for these things to be the way they are. You learn to appreciate the good as well as the bad. Like the Apostle Dahar said, learn to love to suffer. Learn to understand people, understand your rib, understand your children, understand the people of the world in the sense of, what value is this bringing me and my life? If it's not bringing you no value, most definitely separate yourself, of course. Shalom, most definitely separate yourself. You know what I'm saying? Right? If there's no benefit, no value, it's not conducive to your walk and to your growth as Lord's will and elect member. But if the Lord putting you through it is for a reason, and it's for you to recognize that. A lot of times, it's a burden that is meant for you personally. It's a personal thing that only you can bear. Sometimes, a lot of times, it's it can be a shared burden. Brothers have gone through similar situations, and you can learn through counsel, wise counsel from another brother. And we bear each other's burdens with each other, and things like that. Money, it ain't nothing. But sometimes there's a special hell, or certain aspects of your particular hell that is unique to you. You may be in a unique situation that you bring, you bring that experience, you bring that lesson that you got out of it. It's something that the Lord is putting you personally through. But it's to make you stronger. We're rough, we're rugged, but ultimately it's through the Spirit of YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI. We're not just some bitter, evil-ass men. Okay? So always remember that it's the Lord. The Lord is dealing. That was pretty much it. I pray this is edifying, exhorting, and uplifting through the Spirit of YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI. Kawadi Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, KAYAHA, QADASH. Bestowed upon me to bring out this lesson and put forth this word. Keep pushing, keep praying, keep fasting, keep enduring, keep striving for the truth and death. And Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI should I believe. And keep abiding in the faith. Abide Babal, Kwame Yasharallah, stay strong on most home. Shalom, Barakyam, Lahabachariyam, meaning peace and blessings to the elect. YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, RAWCHAA, we may be part of that number. Ahabatham, I love y'all. The water for tuning in, the water for the precepts. May the blessing of election be upon all your households. Hey, the water Akim. I love y'all. Akim wa Aqua. Once again, peace and blessings and salutations unto y'all. May the blessing of election be upon your households. And may we continue to endure, man. Lord, will we get on the chariots and get the hell up out of here? And we see the fall of our enemies and the perfection of our nation. And blessings, honor, glory, and power be unto Yahawah wa Yahawashi, Sam Yad wa La'ai wa Lamyam, always and forever. And our early Shabbat Shalom, because the Shabbat is tonight, the weekly Shabbat. And then the new moon, I believe, is on the 27th or something. And I'll double check and I'll share it on the community section of my channel. But yeah, HALALYAM la, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Shalom.